All right. All right, Sean.
Can I switch topics?
All right, now are we done here? So we should switch to some other important topics. We have, as a matter of fact, one of my rules is, of course, our friend Caroline Levitt will be starting in about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. I've started earlier here because of the nature of the issues, but there are some other issues on our plate. Shall we start with some other ones at this point?
Sure.
Sean, go ahead. You were first.
Sure. Not that I'm not interested
yes.
in reorganization. But, could I ask you, Russia said today that, or Russian state media said that Special Envoy Witkoff will be on his way to Moscow. Is that something you can confirm? And if so, could you explain the natures of his discussions this time?
I can't confirm that, no. I cannot.
Is it incorrect, or is it just
I can't speak to that.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, that is, yeah, that's not something I can speak to.
Okay. Could I ask you about the secretary's schedule?
Sure.
Just, if I'm not mistaken, you're on Fox earlier this morning, and you mentioned some, the potential of travel.
Sure.
Could you just explain his
yes.
travel schedule?
You know, there's normally when we have travel scheduled, you guys get an announcement, and there was no announcement. And I was asked, and I had known that this was possible, and had mentioned it, presuming it would happen. As we know, Secretary Rubio is a busy man. He is one of the most active, if not the most active, Secretary of State I think we've had. And that, of course, affects every day for him. And so when there's certain plans, they're, conditional. And in this particular instance, while the meetings in London are still occurring, he will not be attending. But that is not a statement regarding the meetings. It's a statement about logistical issues in his schedule.
Can you confirm who will participate from the U.S.?
Well, I do know, yes, that General Kellogg is there. And so he will be having those conversations. So we look forward to hearing back from him about whether or not we've had some success in London.
Just briefly for me.
I'm sorry? All right. You know what? That is another issue, and I will get back to you in a moment, but we've had several other people who've been waiting to deal with that. But let me, I think that's all I can say to you about London at this point.
Just briefly, the Secretary on Friday said that, essentially, that we're going to see within days whether it's his exact words, whether it's possible to go forward with negotiating an end to the war. Is that something that General Kellogg is going to be looking at now? Is this really the time?
Well, what we all look to is President Trump's approach. President Trump has expressed optimism about what's possible. And of course, he has great envoys and a great Secretary of State who's been moving through to determine if that is in fact the case. President Trump wants this to be solved diplomatically. Obviously, he does not. And does not believe, like when it comes to certainly Ukraine and Russia, they've said multiple times, both of the Secretary and the President have said that this cannot be won militarily. And so they want diplomacy to work. The Secretary said a few weeks ago at NATO that it was a few weeks where we would determine as we look to Russia based on their actions, not their words. And of course, now a few weeks have gone by and we are in London. And I think it's about what will be reported, which we we'll know soon. But then that is also the good news about being the Secretary of State, is that he is the one who sees everything, can make the assessment of everything that's on the ground. And of course, in partnership with the President, who is the visionary and the decider, that will make a determination about whether or not peace is possible. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Patty. The President of Colombia, Gustavo Petro, is claiming that he no longer has a visa to travel to the United States. Can you confirm that report and explain the justification, if he's right or not?
Well, I can't do that. Of course, we don't speak about direct individual visa issues. Visa records are confidential for everyone. But we are aware of the reports. We're aware of what he said. What I can say is that our two countries have had opportunities to create a brighter future for our citizens through efforts aimed at targeting violent drug cartels that are now poisoning our citizens and destabilizing our region, creating economic opportunities that advance prosperity, and ending the regional crisis of illegal immigration. So that's what I know about our two countries. His comments are not something that I'll remark on.
Can that?
All right. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question about the Iranian talks.
I'm sorry, about the
Iranian talks. Do you have any updates about the third round with the Iranian, and how do you see the Iranian engagement with Russia and China when they are updating them, and talking and meeting with them about the negotiations that they have with you. And will there be the next round direct talks with them, or it's indirect still?
Well, again, these are diplomatic missions. I know I speak often. I have to say no to you when it comes to the questions you ask because you're looking for some details, I understand, about the nature of what may or may not happen in an issue that the world cares about. But if it involves, of course, negotiations, diplomatic considerations, diplomatic conversations here between American leaders, I'm not going to remark on that. As far as what might be next, I have nothing new to report to you at this point. All right. Yes?
Sammy, the Diplomatic Security Service says it's been assisting the Virginia Homeland Security Task Force in arresting undocumented migrants and some people who are connected to transnational gangs. What if you could say more about the decision to have DSS jump in there and whether you expect this collaboration to be ongoing and if there's any concern that this will detract from the original mission?
Well, good question, if that's accurate. And so I need to check. We'll take that back, and I'll get back to you on that. And your question is going to be the last one because we are just a few minutes to 1 o'clock. Thank you, everyone. We will have, I do want to let you know also for Thursday, my principal deputy, Tommy Pigott, will be briefing you for the first time. So that will be fun on Thursday. It's very, very exciting time. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.